Hey, 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 what's up, everybody?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Way That I Love You podcast. I'm your host, Will Music.
And I am your host, Sherona.
And we are always excited and delighted to be amongst our family in podcast land.
Absolutely, baby.
Now, if this is your first time tuning in, I just want to let y'all know that we are a hot, and I mean hot, sexy marriage podcast. And we talk about marriage, our marriage, life ups and downs, and how we navigate through it from our perspective.
Got a little tongue-tied there.
Tongue-tied, I did.
So listen, like he said, like my baby said, we are celebrating our marriage each and every day. We use tools to celebrate our marriage, and we use the tools to give back to other individuals like yourself. Mm-hmm. We ask that you use these tools, apply it, and make it into your own way. But listen, my loves, if you can't, that's okay. Just put it in your back pocket and give it to somebody else.
Ooh, yeah.
So we want to just commit you to tuning into the Way That I Love You podcast. If you have not, this is your first time, be committed to tune in each and every week.
Yes.
You can reach us on social media and any of the other platforms that we're on. You know, we just like to thank everyone that's tuning in from all across the world, our locals,
across the world,
and above and abroad,
and our global audience.
That's right. And we love you. We just thank you each and every week. Right?
Yes. North America.
North America.
South America.
South America.
Africa.
Africa.
Asia.
Asia.
Europe. And Oceania, baby.
Oceania, baby. We see you out there. To all of you that tune in.
Is your eyes closed? God bless you.
Thank you.
I seen it coming on, y'all.
You seen it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like sneezing. I'm a little above the weather right now. It's not a cold. It's just that it's just a little
allergies.
Little allergy.
Little transitional fall allergies.
And I'm sleepy. You see my eyes are like, really down from this, But listen, we are going into a new session right now. We're tuning in to the Way That I Love You podcast. This is the new station. We're on talking about Season 5, Episode 4.
Yes.
Inflation in your marriage. Breaking news. Increase of inflation has gone up to 8.26% since last month. At last month, it was 5.25%, baby. That is an awful lot. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk about what's going on in your marriage due to this inflation.
Yes.
How has it affected you? We can tell you how it affected us, and we can give you some tools along the way.
Yes, we can. And this is your host, Will Music, along with Sherona.
That's right.
And this is breaking news on the Way That I Love You podcast. So let's chat.
Inflation.
And your marriage. Back to you, Sherona.
Well, Will, I want to talk about credit cards.
Oh.
Yeah. The inflation in credit cards is at 19%.
19%?
19%, baby.
Jeez.
And it's really, 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 really putting a damper on our day. Yeah. I know that I sent you at the desk the other day, paying some bills.
Yes.
Can you see those inflations? Like, do you feel like we're, is being affected? By it in any way when
and I think not only us being affected, I think the world right now is feeling the impact of what this inflation is bringing, because everybody is raising their prices and the employee wages are not moving one bit.
So we know with all of these inflations come, frustration. Mm-hmm. Within the household and within the marriage, and we want to talk about the tools that you can use to help you navigate through this frustration, time in our life.
Yeah,
that all of us around the world, globally, are feeling it, right? So our inflation is at 8.26%. This is from ycharts.com. Mm-hmm. And last month they said our inflation was at 5.25%. That's a big jump. That's 3.1% in 1 month of inflation in the United States. And we are feeling it. I do feel it. Every time I go to the store, I just get kind of like an anxiety. And, speaking of anxiety, they had talked about anxiety in adults. On I think it was CNN had talked about anxiety in adults, and I think that the inflation has a lot to do with the anxiety in adults, because
absolutely,
you go to the store and you're like, oh my goodness gracious, when you go and swipe your card, sometimes for some of us we don't know if it's going to swipe back, what's going to happen.
And it's crazy because when you just are purchasing the necessities and you say like bread, milk, eggs, stuff that would normally be reasonable that you won't even bat an eye at, is now you're getting to the register and the cashier is like, that'll be $70. And you're like, what? For bread, eggs, and milk?
Absolutely. I think not.
Did you type in my phone number to get the store discount? Because that can't be right. Run my number. Put in a different number.
So the other day when I was in the store, the lady, you know how you get the discounts, and you all know. If you don't know, like, how you give them your card so they give you the store discount, and you can see the numbers just ding, 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 dropping off. And then you feel good about it. Once it drop off that way, you're like, I can see the savings. Yeah. So when I did it, they had this new thing at our local store. And so she said, oh, it already came off. And I didn't get to see my number to go down. And I wasn't happy with that. I was not happy with that. I was like, wait a minute. She said, no, we take it off regardless now. You don't have to see. I don't know about y'all, but I'd like to see those numbers go down.
It's like, look, you started something, don't stop it.
Yes.
Let the people see their savings so they can continue to come to the store and shop and continue to save.
Yes. So I want to see it. She said, oh, we took it off. We took it off ahead of time. So, you're getting the sale. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm looking at it, and it was like a 2 for $5 deal. So I did pay $2.50 for each item.
Right.
Once then when they rang it up.
Right.
But the item, I want to see the negative sign. I want the savings to be.
I want to see the savings.
I want the number to be like $49.99.
Right. And you got
for these days. I want the number to be like $109 for my bag of chips, my bread, my butter, and my milk.
Right.
And then I wanted to say ding, 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 ding. When I give her my card, my savings card, I want it to be like ding, 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 ding.
Right.
From the 109 to like $49.99. I'm like,
right.
Like, I want to feel that.
You want to feel it. You want to see it, because it does something for your mental.
Yes.
And your encouragement of spending your dollar. Yes. Like, why are we not catering to the customer nowadays in this time of inflation? Yes. Like, it's insane. That should be the one thing that you continue to do. You know what I mean? Do not take that away from us. Please. We want to see the savings.
We want to see the savings at the end of the ringing up.
Yes.
So, speaking of going to the store, a gallon of milk is $4.38 per gallon in the United States, and this is in PA. So I don't know where it is, how much it is around, in different states. In PA, Philadelphia area, a gallon of milk is at $3.38. This is expensive. I don't even think we buy cereal milk as often as we used to.
We don't.
Because it's like, when I was a little girl, my mom said, don't run the water. No, don't drink that milk. It don't run out. It don't come out from the faucet. Something of that, nature. Because, you would just pour milk. These days, when the kids get milk, I'm looking like, okay, that's enough milk.
You want to make sure the cereal matches the milk so they can have something on a fallback.
Yes. So going to the store can give you anxiety, and that's what they said. I did listen to, I think it was CNN. They were talking about adult anxiety, and I believe that inflation has a lot to do with it. Where we're living, the time that we're living in, when we have to go to the store, we have to purchase things, we have to pay our bills. And the interest rate on things is really taking a toll on. And like you said, with these things, wages aren't going up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's even more stress and more anxiety,
right,
which now is affecting not only you, but it's affecting your relationship, specifically your marriage.
Right. I got the cure for that though.
What's the cure?
Prayer.
Ooh. Sping. Prayer card.
Although you're still going to have it, right? So you're still going to have it, just coping with it. So prayer is the thing that you do to learn how to cope. So we don't have to call it anxiety. We can call it, giving it over and just having, giving it over. It's something that's something I have to work through and give over.
And like the conversation we had earlier when you talked about how it's out of your hands. It's out of your control.
Right.
If it's something that you cannot control and it is out of your hands, prayer definitely is not only the coping mechanism, but the tool to use together to cope and make it through that thing.
That's right. So, all those things. And as we hear all these numbers, credit cards is at 19%.
That's insane.
And that's insane. So we're cut on the news or we're getting statements in the mail. These things are coming in. And when we open up the mail and you may look over at your spouse and you're like breathing heavy. And then there's something that bubbles up in you when you're getting a bill, right? It's like, you remember like on TV shows, like, be quiet, dad's paying the bills,
right?
It was always a thing, like mom's paying the bills or dad's paying the bills.
Yeah, don't disturb them, don't ask no questions.
There's no questions, just kind of tiptoe around the house. So he's going to be upset today. We that was like always in televisions and movies.
Yeah, that's true.
That always said when it's bill time. Yeah. So we know from just those kind of movies and television shows that bills and inflation and all those things do affect your marriage. You want to talk about it. Hey babe, I'm a little frustrated today because the credit card bill's a little higher than what it was last week or last month.
Or you have to use the credit card because of the inflation,
right? And a lot of people are doing that,
and it's just like it's madness. It's madness right now.
Yes. And so you have to learn to be a team and how to cope through these things together.
And have those conversations.
Because conversation is key.
Yes.
In coping with today's society and, like I said, the anxiety of finance. Because we talk about finance before. We talk about how to better have a finance. We did it with Debt Free in Christ and how to save and XYZ. But we haven't talked about the frustration of what causes financial destruction in the on the outside, and which what causes the turmoil in the marriage because of what's happening on the outside, and these things that we can't control. We may be able to control our savings, right? We can control those things, but we can't control in this particular moment right now
the impact of inflation. Because it is what it is. The powers that be put things in place, and we have to, just to get biblical, we have to honor and respect our leadership. You know what I mean? So
we ain't gotta like it.
Hey, we ain't gotta like it, but we gotta honor and respect it. And another thing, pay our taxes, be good citizens. And another thing, like you said before, the one tool that we use is to, when it's out of our hands, we give it to God in prayer, and we do it together.
Right.
So we have that understanding. Look, it's out of our hands. This is what we can do. We talk through it, and we have that one conversation or those many conversations, and that one conversation can lead to what?
Prayer.
Breakthrough.
Oh, okay. Breakthrough.
So both prayer is right, but that one and that's kind of like fascinating, because you can be, with all this inflation and everything that's going on that makes you frustrated, you're getting all this anxiety, still can be a catalyst or a vehicle that can get you to that one conversation that will cause you to have a breakthrough in your relationship and your marriage.
Absolutely right. We learning how to communicate, because that's one of the things that we can do is communicate. We always stress communication tool on this show, because in all of those things there's departments on how we do life and things that we're going to go through. But if we don't have the perfect communication, and I don't want to say the word perfect communication, we don't have communication, we won't be able to get through it. And so we had, we went to church. I don't remember, it was like one Sunday. Daniel Gill was there.
Oh yeah.
And so he spoke.
Ninja Warrior Camp.
Ninja Warrior Camp, and so
Ninja Warrior, the TV show.
Yeah. So Daniel Gill, he's the top.
He's one of the champions that won the whole thing. And every year at our church, we have the youth group that we bring the Ninja Warrior Camp, and he
helps facilitate it and helps make it live. So he came and he ministered this year, and that was in July, I believe.
Yeah.
He came out to the church, and Will and I got a chance to talk to him and his lovely wife.
Yes,
and,
shout out to them.
Shout out to them. And so we when he ministered, he said, "You're one conversation away from a breakthrough." And that was just in the message. That wasn't the message. That wasn't his topic, but that's what I had gotten. That's what I heard from it. One conversation away from a breakthrough, ... One conversation away from a breakthrough in my finances, conversation talking to my husband so we can get on one accord. One conversation in a breakthrough, talking to my husband about our marriage, about, our love from one another. So I use the ... We are one conversation away from really connecting with one another.
Yes. And just to continue to follow that ... is as we are married in a unit and doing life together, you're also, it took me outside of that, things that foster and build the marriage, our personal careers, things that we do. You're one conversation away from your breakthrough of taking your career to the next level.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so many things that can encompass in how we say communication. The one tool that is truly key is the catapult that'll take you to your breakthrough,
right? Just
from that one conversation.
So I want to get back on the tools. So we talk about communication, that's a tool. We're going to come back to that. But what would be another tool, for helping with the inflation in your marriage, to help you manage that? I know with Debt Free in Christ, he talks. Pastor Jose, he talks about putting your money in little envelopes, right? And so there's all kind of different tools that you can go online and choose from off of YouTube to help you better, take care of your finances. And once again, we're not talking about compartmentalizing your finances. We're talking about things that's out of your control. But
right.
If we have to start there to say, all right, we having this inflation, let's put a certain amount of money away for savings, because we're in a savings part of our state of mind right now. Especially, you want to be saving.
The economy, we have to save in this type of economy.
That's right. So you want to use different tools of savings, putting your money away in an envelope, using just enough money for gas. Like I can't just go on my joy rides, because that causes frustration within the marriage. If I'm driving around all day long, and there's times that we'll be here, like, where you going? I'm like, I'll be back. I'm going to the store. I love to go to the store, y'all. So I'm like, I'll be back. I'm going to the store. But I have to be mindful that I cannot just be going to the store sipering up off the gas when gas is at close to $5 to $6 a gallon. There are things that I can do, self-control that I can have to help us within the this time of our life, when I know that we can't control the inflation, but I can control my actions. Yes,
you can control your actions, you can control your spending habits, and you can control your consideration for one another. And you know what I mean? Like you said, things that we would typically probably not do all the time, but that we do. We have to pause for a second and think, like, wait a second, is this going to cause the anxiety and frustration that I'm particularly right now trying to either escape or take a break from? You know what I mean? Like, we just have to be mindful and, again, communicate. It all rolls back to the communication tool. And it's almost like we actually had a conversation with the This Is Us crew about that.
Right.
And like that one conversation to your breakthrough, just to get their take on it.
Right.
But yeah.
So, but before we get to that, I want to touch on the one other thing, like that you and I had a conversation on how to, be considerate in having the conversation.
Right.
So, you and I had a discussion. You paid something that I didn't know about, and so we had to have a discussion. I had, you let me know. Oh, babe, I said to you, hey, you didn't discuss that with me, and that's a tool that we've decided to use for certain things that we're going to discuss right now on certain things that we pay for. Now we don't discuss about everything we pay for, but certain things that concerning us, we do, y'all.
Yeah.
So I had said, okay, well, we didn't discuss that. This is a tool. Pay attention, you all. So, we'll apologize. Tool, apology, right? You apologize. That's a tool. Babe, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I really didn't think about it at that moment. It was I just kind of you just jittering, pumping, and just did it, right?
Right.
So you apologize. That's a tool. The other tool is forgiving. Oh, that's okay, babe. All right. So I didn't say it in that manner because I was upset, but I had a choice. I could either, there was spilled milk. I could either say, why didn't you, go back and forth with you and say how I was upset and, you shouldn't have did that. But we already, discussed that. He already said sorry. He already pointed that out. I pointed out to him as well. I have the responsibility of myself to have self-control over the things that is going to affect our marriage.
Right.
In conversation. That's the breakthrough as well. One conversation away from the breakthrough was the apology. One conversation away from the breakthrough was me accepting the apology. And one conversation away from the breakthrough was us moving on.
Right.
So we don't have to revisit something that's dead.
And now it's like we all have things where there are moments and circumstances where we have to make a decision and take care of something. And the other spouse may not be available at that time. And it may be either something critical or something that needs to happen right then and there. But we're talking about events where you're getting ready to make a decision that affects both, not even both, but the household. And the other spouses in the next room, a phone call away, a text away. You have to make that communication. Right,
especially in the economy. And we don't know you're all pockets, but in the economy that we're living in and we're saving, you're trying to have a goal. It's important to communicate that together. And we talk about communication and conversation. That is the key. And so, like you said, we did talk to This Is Us crew, and we talked about being one conversation away from a breakthrough. And this is what they had to say.
So our next conversation, Daniel Gill from Ninja Warrior. He came to our church. He comes to our church probably once a year to do from Ninja Warrior to do the summer camp program. Oh, so we got a chance to speak to him afterwards. Took a picture and everything with him, and he had ministered this week, and something that he said stood out. He said, you are one conversation away from a breakthrough. And so I was thinking, I'm like, dang, because even in our marriage or relationships, we're one conversation away from that one thing that that's constantly coming up. And when we did the book, I found out the person that I was, right? Okay. So as I'm finding out the person that I am, obviously that thing is always going to keep coming up in the conversation. Okay. That one thing, if I'm a nagger, some kind of way nagging is going to come up in the conversation. Yeah. So I'm a person, I like straightforward answers. Yeah. So Will is not the straightforward answer person. Okay. Kind of like, but then we talked about I can't say that he's doing something wrong. Right. It's just
Okay.
that's not who he
I
is.
just speak in parables. I model after.
After Jesus. So we talked about our one conversation away from a breakthrough, and recognizing who we are as a person. Is there any characteristics that you two would say I can label that about myself so I can move on, because I can be one characteristic away, one conversation away from a breakthrough if I share this about myself? Is there anything, focus, that you can say, you know what, I may be doing that?
I would say I'm an overthinker. So I'm constantly analyzing by default, by my profession. But even as a little girl, I always overanalyze. So what I would have to give up to have that breakthrough is to let it be what it is. So what he actually said, just let it be right there and just respond and enjoy and unravel the conversation from what he said, not my to Will point, not my A, B, C, and D of what I think he really mean about what he said. You know, right? Yeah.
Demi like
Demi is like
Demi in the background like, how am I going to answer this? Right?
No, the second she said it, I was like, if she says overthinker, then I'm done. But no, but
you and I have kindred spirits, so I can totally see when your responses in the clubhouse. I was like, that's my man right there. He was like, we overthinkers, Demi. We are. We can break it
it's
down.
true. It's true. But I was gonna say on top of that, the other thing for me too, I would say is that um I think especially in times of conflict, I'm not the first one to be as vocal about stuff. So in a particular situation, um and I would say I contribute that to one, overthinking, two, just being in situations where I always feel like if if I'm with somebody or I'm trying to talk to somebody, I don't ever want it to be like I'm missing the point. Like I don't ever want to just say something just to say it and then completely miss what's being said. But I think when the roles are reversed, a lot of times it's really easy for me to just be to feel like if unless I feel like I can articulate it in a way that I'm 100% going to be understood, I'll kind of keep it tucked back and say, all right, let me figure out how I want to say this first before I even say anything. And a lot of times that might just be especially in the heat of an argument or whatever, you might just ignore it and be like, all right, you know what, we'll talk about that another time, and then we'll talk about it another time, and then it kind of just keeps piling up. So I think for me, it's working on just being a bit more vocal. And I think that literal you're one conversation away from a breakthrough is for me is just I might be upset about something, and it's literally just be like, hey, I'm not happy because, or hey, this is how I feel about this situation. So I'd say that's probably a major one for me, and it's probably something that I have realized again pretty recently. So if I had to choose one, that would definitely be it. Yeah.
That's cool. You looking at me?
Yeah. Jimmy said a lot of everything. It was spot on, Dem.
Yeah.
It's
definitely spot on. And all I was going to say is in regard to only being one conversation away from your breakthrough is understanding that concept, and with you and your partner to have space to even have that conversation to lead to the breakthrough. You know what I mean? Because like you said, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's like you go at it, then you shut it down, and then that conversation never happens. Mm-hmm. But if you both are on the same page with the intentions on, look, we need to go deeper, we need to dig deeper, we're both putting in this effort together, that conversation that comes up, and it's like, see, this is one of the moments that I talk about when this happens. You know what I mean? And then that conversation can then be like, Oh, all right. So it's almost like setting the atmosphere and the tone for it and just being on one accord for those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not, you know what I'm saying? So that way we can come in neutral and not be coming from a busy day or something like that, but definitely being intentional on setting the environment.
Yes,
For
that
sure.
is.
For sure.
I love that. I think that's the basis of having being one conversation away from a breakthrough. Is what's the intention? What's the outcome? And if the outcome is to love each other more, be closer, have intimacy, have a sandwich and great angry sex afterwards, even knowing that we might not even agree with each other, but we're going to love each other regardless. That just makes you free from having to be right.
My name is Demi Babatunde, and I have a podcast called What's on Your Mind with Demi Babatunde.
And my name is Focus from the Focus of Love. You can find me on YouTube as well as Instagram, and Focus James on Facebook. Focus from the Focus of Love.
We so thank the Way That I Love You podcast for
I mean, this is us crew. Goodness. Lollipop.
We thank that This Is Us crew for coming on and just, giving us their views, because we all think differently, and they always come through with logical information, practical
wisdom,
yes,
all that good stuff.
We thank Demi and we thank Focus for all that they bring to the table.
Great people.
Yes. So, babe, as we continue to talk about this issue, is this something that's a part of inflation in our marriage that you would want to discuss?
What do you mean by that?
Is it something inflation? Is something,
Now, I'm taking inflation the other way. So we can talk about it off air.
Okay. So listen, y'all, take time to discuss some things, especially finances. And this is a different side of finances. We're talking about finances in today's world. How we're going to buy a car, how we're going to, buy a home. Homes are like now are double the price. So these are things that we have to talk about, because it's really, really, right now is really, just challenging out there. And I'm sure it's challenging in each country. I don't think it's just the United States. I believe inflations are happening all across the globe.
Definitely.
And so we are praying for you in that area, because this is out of your control. You can't really save for inflation. You're just kind of,
it happens. And you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. So,
but the thing is, you can do what you have to do.
Yeah, what you can do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's communicate, talk to one another. And, we're going to keep you in prayer.
Yes, we are.
You're going to keep us in prayer.
And you're going to continue to tune into the Way That I Love You podcast.
That's right. You're going to tune into the Way That I Love You podcast on all streaming platforms. So iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you podcast.
Yes.
You can get the Way That I Love You podcast and go to www.thewaythatIloveYou.live and go to our website and, just check us out there.
Check us out everywhere. The whole world is listening in. Why? Because we are a vibe, y'all. Yeah. So subscribe to the vibe. I love you, baby. I love you too, sweetheart. See you next week.
See you next week.